Wilkins plays it early, here's a chance, so what a good save by Gary Kelly. Anderson's throw, gets it back. Oh, a nasty challenge on Sinton, who's writhing in agony. Anderson didn't go for the ball, he got the player with a nasty tackle. He's going to be lucky to stay on the field after that. Only a yellow card. Number of men forward, a flick on, I think it came off the defender and off the line. What a let off for Queen's Park Rangers, it's still not cleared. Very pile on the pressure, the closest they've been so far. It was actually Barker that got the header and Ray Wilkins of all people off the line. Wilkins seems to be everywhere, taking the corners now. Peacock, and with 4 minutes to go, Gavin Peacock has rescued the tie for Queen's Park Rangers. Sliding challenge, but Barker keeps going. Looks for support. Allen, 1, 2, 3. Oh, what a goal! Well, they say it's an England player of the future, and with goals like that, the future may not be the distant future.
You get the feeling Oldham may be about to go close in this competition. One of the new faces, Steve Redmond, came close with a few minutes gone. But you've got to bob and weave to get a view from behind the posts at the county ground. You won't miss anything. Neil Poynton made the wise move to stay on the post. This is the low angle from behind the goal. Oldham moving forward in droves by now. Graham Sharp clean through, hitting the post as he fell off balance. You always got the feeling, though, they'd eventually get one, and the one they did get was an absolute beauty. MacDonald and Neil Adams down the right. Paul Bernard, all the time in the world, left unmarked to bullet in a header. Lovely cross from Adams. Bernard really couldn't miss, and Oldham were through. It certainly spoiled Glenn Hoddle's celebrations. No doubt there'll be more this season, but it was Oldham's night.
So a three-man defensive wall. Shilton says a little bit more to the left. Driven in by Hemsworth to the back post, it's a free header, and the first goal of the game for Scarborough. Ashjan on target. Now here's an opening, Joyce, Dalton to his left, here's Dalton, a chance for an equaliser, and it's got in, Plymouth are level. Dalton playing with a renewed zip in his step now as Thompson kills that one in. Jules! He's got it! A second for Scarborough! Steady pass by Morrison. Castle getting away from Foreman, who's back defending. Marshall has Castle available. Poole to Nugent. It's bundled over the line. Plymouth are level. Morrison fires it in. Castle. Oh, it's struck the uprights. Then the post and in. Kevin Nugent might have scored the goal to take Plymouth into the last 16 of the Coca Cola Cup. Everything, including the rain now, bearing down on Peter Shilton's goal. Ashjan, oh, it's 3-3!
The Coca Cola Cup became the 7-Up Cup for Wednesday when Leicester came across the Owls at their most invincible. John Sheridan was back for his first game of the season as Wednesday went goal crazy. It was just what Wednesday had threatened several times this season, and poor old Leicester didn't know what had hit them.
Round 3 of the Coca Cola Cup had served up a tough-looking tie at Portsmouth. But Neil Thompson eased the way with a glorious free kick after just 6 minutes. It was a stunning blow from which Pompey never recovered, and Mick McGivern's boys were on their way to a fourth-round tie against Aston Villa.
Giggs prepared to chase here with McGrath. He can give him a few years, that's for sure. And gets there ahead of him. It's a dangerous cross. Hughes! The best chance of the game for Manchester United. Corner then to Aston Villa. Richardson will take it. Schmeichel hesitated and it's in, yes! Dean Saunders has scored! And the holders won't give up their grip on the trophy lightly. It's really whipped in dangerously, that corner, and Alistair got the header in. And Schmeichel, of all people, has come up for the corner as Hughes heads it on, and then the header in, and it's saved by Spink incredibly off the line, and Schmeichel is still inside the Aston Villa half. He's on the halfway line now. Darren Ferguson almost producing the equalising goal then for United. It could still come here. Oh, McGrath's headed against his own post. Hughes, and an amazing miss by Mark Hughes. An absolutely astonishing miss by Hughes when the ball came back off the post from what had almost been an own goal by Paul McGrath.
Chelsea 2, Newcastle United 1. Dennis Wise was the man behind Chelsea's win. His free kick after 58 minutes, giving Frank Sinclair the chance to head Chelsea in front. Well directed. Newcastle, in fact, equalised after 77 minutes. John Beresford crossing from the left, and that's Robert Lee with a pretty free header past Hitchcock. He's their recent signing from Charlton. But the First Division leaders lost the game 8 minutes from time. Mick Harford with a header once again from Dennis Wise's cross. And all that was played in front of 30,000.
Second ball! Second ball, shouts the bench. Who's going to win the first ball, I wonder? It's going to be Sheringham. He beats Andy Hill, and again Samway's in a good position, and he scored! Oh, that's a birthday present for him as well. 24 years of age yesterday. And his teammates join in the celebrations. Vinnie Samways has been the best player on the park so far tonight. It's taken him 40 minutes to get a shot on goal, and his first shot on goal has brought him a goal.
Derby County 1, Arsenal 1. Derby had much the better of the game, but they had to wait until 72 minutes to take the lead when Tommy Johnson was brought down there by Tony Adams. Adams suggesting that Johnson might have dived. Paul Simpson, former Manchester City man, just tucking away the penalty, but Arsenal were level 4 minutes later. Anders Limpar sending Kevin Campbell away to beat Steve Sutton. He's pretty good from there, isn't he?
Burrows, a lot of Liverpool men in the area, and here comes one of them, and straight across the face of goal from Hutchison. And yet again, it's that man, Don Hutchison, who gets on the end of the chance. Only Gage back as it's floated in, and Grobbelaar tipping it over the top. It was a nicely flighted free kick from Carl Bradshaw. Grobbelaar had to react, and he did positively. This time Little John swills around and gets a shot in, and Grobbelaar couldn't hold it either.
Gets a great turn in here, gets away from Redknapp. I think I got a slight reflection there of Picnic.
Mike Newell, Shearer's onto it. Holds it up well. Good ball to Sherwood. It's a lovely ball to Jason Wilcox. This is looking good as Newell gets in and driven wide. Newman and Sutton right up front. So this is Sutton. Good marking by Dobson, but it's picked up by Goss. Will he have a go? Oh, he hit the post. Terrific shot. And Newman has picked up the loose one. What a drive from Goss, and what wretched luck for Norwich City. Blackburn pushing a lot of players up, but Norwich getting every player understandably behind the ball. Well, Sherwood fancies these. Oh, it's a great goal. Shearer bangs it in. They're all thinking about one or two ideas. The wall didn't look at all good, and it was curled away from Brian Gunn, and it's 1-0. And the problems aren't over with the corner for Blackburn, with Hendry pushing up. Newell on the near post. Gunn gets out and is there. An easy one from May. And a lovely corner.
Welsby with the corner. It's a curling flick and it went off the inside of the post, and the referee and linesman between the two of them have signalled the goal, I think. Well, in fact, it's a free kick that's the signal. And as this curling ball from Gubba went goal-bound, it must have been the shove there from Clough as he put it in the net. I think the linesman, in truth, was flagging for the ball over the line. Clough. Gubba losing out. Oh, it's gone off the inside of the post from Glover's head. Gemmel's cross, and Glover's neat little header, always beating Grey Goose. Clough. Roy Keane might think about the shot, and it's a good one, and again, you know who provides the save. Here's Roy Keane, knocking it in, and there, after all that, all the resistance, the ball in the net. And Tor Orlickson has provided the goal. The ball was poked back to him, and Orlickson thumped it, fierce as you like, beyond the reach of Dean Grey Goose.
Southgate's unmarked on the edge of the penalty area. Young's in there too. McGoldrick is scored! Palace told him to score more goals this season, and he really has obliged. Young. Young again, Salako. Ghosting into the inside right channel, that's a great chip, and a brilliant